everybody. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Arthur Ashe Center in Richmond, Virginia on a rainy/snowy afternoon for the State Group AAA Girls quarterfinals between the L.C. Byrd Skyhawks and the Phoebus Phantoms, led by All-American and Parade All-American Team number 1 Player of the Year, Lakeisha Frett. Bob, we don't know a lot about L.C. Byrd, but certainly you get to this level, you've got to be pretty good.
Well, you really do. They have a young lady by the name of Yvette Waller, number 20. You'll see her. She's 5'10", and she's averaging 23, almost 24 points a game, and she's their main catalyst. Of course, you got to have some supporting cast, which they do. I talked to Mike Talon this week about not playing for a week. They played last Saturday. They don't play again until, of course, today is Saturday. And I asked him how you handle that. He says, we're just doing it like a brand new season. We went back to the basics. They didn't even start their scouting report against L.C. Byrd until Thursday, Tim.
Well, this game, of course, qualifies the winner of this game to advance to Charlottesville for the state semifinals, which will be played next Thursday. And, of course, the reigning state champion, Phoebus Phantoms, hope to be there again in Lakeisha Frett's senior season with Mike Talon's squad. And we are going to have kind of an interesting phenomenon today. Both teams will be wearing dark jerseys. So those of you, there you see the lineup for the Phoebus Phantoms. Those of you with a black and white TV, if you still have that out there, you may have some difficulty. Desiree Allen, Felicia Bishop,
Jennifer Chapman, and Lakeisha Frett.
And now the L.C. Byrd Skyhawks. And the first young lady is Christy Harrington. Chevette Waller, who is the young lady you mentioned, Bob, who is the catalyst for this Skyhawk team, number 20.
Tim, the officials are going to call this team white because they have white on the jersey, and they're going to call Phoebus yellow because they both have on blue. But this team will be the white team on the scoreboard is the home team. So this the Skyhawks, and there you see Gina Thompson, Chevette Waller, Sarah Staten, Adrian Webster, and April Ross are the starting 5 for the L.C. Byrd team.
Their coach is Diane Dacus. She is assisted by James Birmingham.
And she's out of Indiana. Mike says that they are a very disciplined team. They run their offense. They try to get the ball inside to Waller. They are very quick. They will sometime press man-to-man and everything. You see our officials, Harvey Henson is referee, Ed Sweeney's umpire. Tim, these two young men are both from the Central Division, Central area, because the people from Lynchburg were supposed to come down. They got snowed in. These two young men got the call 10 o'clock this morning, and here we got them.
And we're very happy that we do have the officials here. Of course, this game was in some question because of the weather we're experiencing. Those of you watching this on tape, of course, realize that this has been a stormy weekend, but fortunately the weather has held off.
Unique setup there for the tap.
The Skyhawks conceded the tap in the sense that they were all down at their end of the court on defense.
And they're opening up in a 2-3 zone, Tim.
And, of course, you'll see Lakeisha Frett doubled and triple teamed throughout this game. This is Phoebus with the ball. Kenya Vaughn off the rim, no good. And the rebound comes off for Gina Thompson of the L.C. Byrd Skyhawks. I'm going to call them the Skyhawks from this point on. 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. There is no shot clock. And for most purposes, all the other rules are the same as in college.
You see they're running a motion type offense, very similar to what you'll see a lot of the Indiana teams use.
A pressing man-to-man defense being employed by the Phantoms. Lakeisha Frett is out at the top of the key, guarding Waller, who is the key player, as we said, for the L.C. Byrd team. A minute gone, no score here from Arthur Ashe Center. Waller gets the ball on the break. Looked like she might have traveled. It also looked like a good block by Frett, but we'll have a foul called.
And that's what they're doing. That offense is designed to get them good shots, layups, and what have you, and that's exactly what's happened. The Phantoms are going to have to step up their man-to-man pressure, cause them to turn the ball over, get some easy baskets.
We'll see this again. You're going to see the break here. Now watch when she gets the ball. She takes about 2 steps before she put it on the floor. And then Frett got her with the body from behind to get the personal foul call. There you see Mike Talon as he looks on, and the Skyhawks score the first points of the game. Chevette Waller at the free throw line. Waller misses the second, so it'll be 1-0 in favor of L.C. Byrd. Bishop to Kenya Vaughn. Back to Bishop. Bishop wants to get it inside to Fred. She does so. Fred double team, put it up and in.
Well, one thing I asked Mike Talon earlier as we see the Phoebus come out in the press was, you don't shoot many three-pointers. He says, not even in our offense. So teams playing them can pack that zone back in knowing that they're not going to shoot any three-pointers on them, Tim.
Just underway in the first quarter, 2-1 Phantoms. The reigning state champion Phoebus Phantoms. You may recall they defeated Pulaski County last year in Charlottesville for the title. Pulaski County not in the tournament this year, eliminated before the quarterfinals. And a turnover as Waller can't handle the pass from April Ross, so give it over to the Phantoms.
And that's what the Phantoms have to do, Tim. They're going to have to be patient themselves and then hopefully cause some problems with turnovers.
Fret double team, kicks it out to the wide open Felicia Bishop, and then Felicia took steps.
And I'm not sure she raised her foot. I know she did a good head fake, but so what? It's going to be a travel. That's what it goes as.
Waller guarded by Fret. Fret 6'3", and a turnover against L.C. Byrd. Stepped on the sideline.
Well, I think she dribbled the ball on the sidelines. Really, what happened? She kind of lost control of it.
5:22 remaining here in the first period. 2-1 Phoebus. Kenya Vaughn into Fret. Three young ladies guarding Fret. Doesn't matter. She scores anyway.
And she's getting pressure.
Oh my, that was just a little bit of contact.
Are we going to have the touch fouls again? I'm going to have to talk to Ed. That's Ed Sweeney.
I'm not going to get this. I won't behave myself for at least the first quarter anyway.
Well, being a former coach, it's going to be tough for me.
4-1 Phoebus. This is Waller, picked up by Fret. Fret again normally would play a center position, but she is out on the point because of her total athletic ability. She'll play guard, forward, or center wherever she goes. She's that good. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Phantoms.
Felicia Bishop, a good hustle that time, got her hand on the ball, knocked it away.
This is Ross. She finally finds an open teammate, Gina Thompson. Thompson guarded by Felicia Bishop. Good battle inside, and the shot is put up. A foul called as Adrian Webster was fouled on the way to the hoop.
That is 3 team fouls against the Phantoms.
Kenya Vaughn is whistled down for her first personal foul. Adrian Webster will be at the free throw line. We get a chance to see this one again.
As we watch the replay.
2 shots.
Webster averaging a little more than 6 points a game on the season. And she converts on the first free throw. Took her time and got both, and it's a 4-3 game in favor of the Phantoms. A slow starting game for both teams. As you mentioned, of course, the Skyhawks a deliberate team on offense. This is Kenya Vaughn, and Fret with the rebound and the stick back.
She just took that right out of the hands of the intended recipient.
Good job, and a block by Fret. I started to say good job by L.C. Byrd to find the open player, but she wasn't open for long. Kenya Vaughn, good look inside for Fret. Fret double team, triple team. Finally a foul is called. This will go against Christy Harrington, number 22. That'll be her first. And this will be a player control foul as Fret was not in the act of shooting. There you see a real good close-up look from our camera person, Ron ESPN Bate, down there underneath the basket. Out of the lineup comes Sherry Reed for Mike Talon's Phantoms. From the corner, Kenya Vaughn converts.
Set play.
And it's 8-3 now. Long pass picked off by Chapman, but she loses it right back. A 2-on-1. And interestingly, Christy Harrington made no attempt to go to the basket.
Yeah, it was very unusual.
There's a pretty good bump by Bishop. She got away with it and blocks out nicely on defense. Two opportunities for a foul to be called, and none was whistled down. This is Fret to the hoop. Blocked nicely by Waller. And then the ball out of bounds. Last touch by the Phantoms.
Well, if anything, that should have been a jump ball. I don't understand that. I guess he called traveling.
3:06 remaining in the first. 8-3 in favor of Phoebus. You're watching the State Group AAA Girls Quarterfinals. LC Byrd of the Central Region and the Phoebus Phantoms of the Eastern Region. And an offensive foul called against
Good
Shabbat
position
Waller,
by
first.
Sherry Reed, Tim.
I'm sorry?
That was Sherry Reed, did a great job of getting position. Number 20 for the Phantoms is the first player off the bench.
That is the second team foul against the Skyhawks. Bishop walks it up, gives to Reed. Again, a double team on Fret at the low post. Ball knocked away and not able to hold it in bounds by Gina Thompson. Good effort by Gina Thompson of LC Byrd. And there you get a good look at Diane Dacus, the head coach of the Skyhawks. This is Allen to Bishop to Reed. They want to go inside to Fret. Not a good
No, it's got to be a good entry pass. That was not. You're right.
This is April Ross. Good move by Ross to get around the defender and score. And it becomes an 8-5 game now in favor of the Phantoms. And a turnover.
Another bad entry pass.
LC Byrd with the ball. Waller picked up again by Fret. Fret gets around a screen and then a battle for the ball and a tie-up. Ball will belong to the Skyhawks on the possession arrow. For Mike Talon's team, substitution number 24, Alkeisha Sneed coming in the ball game, and Waller will check out as well for LC Byrd, replaced by Tracy Ross.
I thought the possession arrow favors the Skyhawks,
Yeah,
so they will maintain possession.
Yeah, they started to give it to the wrong team. The possession arrow, in fact, in favor of LC Byrd. So they'll inbounds underneath the Phoebus basket. 8-5 with a little more than a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. The Skyhawks like to clear the side, and the shot put up no good, and a foul on the rebound. This one will be against Desiree Allen, number 22 of the Phantoms.
The foul was called on number 22 of the Lady Phantoms, Desiree Allen, her first personal.
Waller comes back in the lineup
The team scored.
after a short breather. So both teams back with their starting lineup, and the Skyhawks have trouble getting it in and wisely call a timeout rather than have a 5-second violation. Something you want to tell us about some kind of player of the game thing this week?
Yes, we are going to do that. We'll pick a player of the game from the Phoebus Phantoms.
I'm glad to hear that, because you and I didn't talk about it before.
Well, if we can see some of the players of the game, there's Tony Rutland and Alan Iverson on your your screen there. But anyway, this is DC Engraving Sports Place Player of the Game. They will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from DC Engraving, located at Tab Square on Route 17. Dave Buckwalter's young man there. The shirt comes from the Sports Place, which is located at Hampton Woods Plaza. And Dave Chubb is the young man there. And if we get a shot of the shirt here, I don't know if Mr. Bates can get a shot of that shirt or not.
We're doing replays over here.
Oh, we're doing replays. Bring it out this way, Ron. Oh, well, I held it up long enough.
We've seen that shirt before. 8-5 with 1:23 left in the first. Skyhawks will again try to inbounds the ball. The winner advances to next Thursday's semifinals in Charlottesville. The loser, of course, is eliminated. Jennifer Chapman guarding against Ross, and a tie-up. Good job by Kenya Vaughn. That should give the ball to the Phantoms. So Kenya Vaughn with the good defensive play and gets her team the ball, leading by 3. This is Vaughn.
Oh, she waits too late. Yeah, nice job by Lakeisha to catch that ball, but Vaughn had the ball. She was wide open and waited until she got covered.
8 points for Lakeisha Fred here in the first. She has 8 of her team's 10. Kenya Vaughn has the other. And a tie-up. Good play. That good defense by Desiree Allen as that aggressive play by the Phantoms pays off, although the ball will still belong to the Skyhawks on the possession arrow. 10-5 in favor of the Phantoms, a low-scoring first period. This is Ross guarded by Chapman and then stolen away by Lakeisha Fred. A 2-on-1, Fred to the hoop, no good. Chapman with the position and a foul. Foul will go against the Skyhawks. It'll be against Ross, April Ross. You see that so many times. The young lady who took the shot and missed will, in an effort to redeem herself, commits the foul. Chapman, who is known to have an excellent ability to get good position for rebounds. And this is Chapman now who will go to the free throw line.
And she'll go to the line on this one because she was in active shooting when she got fouled, and it looks like it's on 42.
I believe it's on 24.
Oh.
But I'm not sure there is 34? 34. Yeah, 34. That would be Adrian Webster, her first. There you see Mike Talon and assistants as they look on. Jennifer Chapman looking for her first points and rattles the first free throw out. One shot coming.
There you see the foul, Tim.
And that was the 4th team foul, each team with 4. And Chapman hits the second. And the lead now is a 6-point Phantom lead. Good full court pressure by Phoebus. And Fred will be called for the foul. That'll be her second.
Well, Mike Talon will be real happy with that.
I think it was a good call. She cut her off and definitely obstructed her movement with her body, although she may not have made much contact. It was a good call. Phoebus fans behind us didn't like it, but you wouldn't expect them to. So the player control foul, and Chevette Waller guarded closely by Allen. This is Gina Thompson guarded by Bishop. Now they get it inside for Christy Harrington. Harrington wearing a extensive knee brace. Ross, and a shot put up. Good at the buzzer.
Whoa, I didn't think they were going to get it off.
Looked like a 3, but it will not be a 3. That was Gina Thompson. Thought she was behind the 3-point line. But a shot at the buzzer gives L.C. Byrd 7 points after 1.
Watch this. Watch the end of this first quarter and see where she gets the ball, Tim. She's inside the 3-point lane.
Yeah, she sure is. From our angle, it looked like she might be outside of it, but you're absolutely right. But this ball finds nothing but net as the buzzer sounds. And that will help their cause immeasurably as they cut the lead to just 4 points after 8 minutes. There you see some of the younger fans in attendance here at Arthur Ashe Center. A beautiful facility. Those of you who haven't been up here before, seats about 6,500, and it is truly a state-of-the-art facility that's also got an indoor track set up, and I guess they do a lot of things in here.
We've got some a decent crowd here because of the conditions. I'm sure some of the people stayed away, but we got Superintendent of the Hampton Schools, Ray Washington, up here, along with his son, Ray, who is a graduate of St. Joseph's, played basketball on scholarship at St. Joseph's, and now in medical school. It was good to see him.
Phantoms will have the ball to start the second period, leading by 4 points. Reed dishes to Allen. Allen off the heel of the rim, but chased down nicely by Kenya Vaughn. Vaughn gives to Bishop. Bishop inside Vaughn, triple teamed. Kind of a collapsing zone being utilized by the Skyhawks.
Well, the scouting report says that the Phantoms don't do a lot of outside shooting.
Allen gets the roll, and by the way, Lakeisha Frett does not start the second period.
With the 2 fouls, Mike's going to let her sit for a while.
(13-7). Ross.
With a 5-second call, I don't understand that. Okay, if she's dribbling or what, you got a 5-second call.
The Skyhawks get it to Waller. That's the young lady they want to have with the ball, and Chapman again with good position. First quarter statistics, as time allows, I'll give those to you. Inside, the loose ball is controlled by the Skyhawks. Team shooting in the first quarter, Elsie Byrd 2 of 5 from the floor for 40%, and they hit 3 of 4 from the free throw line. The Phantoms almost 56%, 5 of 9 from the floor, and they hit 1 of 2 free throws. Leading scorer for the Phantoms, 8 for Lakeisha Frett. No one else with more than 2. And Elsie Byrd turns the ball over.
And that was because of young number 22, Desiree Allen. She caused that turnover. Just the pressure made the young lady bounce the ball out of bounds.
Speaking of turnovers, the Byrd Skyhawks 7 turnovers in the first to just 5 for the Phantoms. And again, Gary Moore, our crack statistician, giving these to us. We appreciate his help as always. Bishop can't get it to drop. Loose ball inside is controlled by Waller, and she'll bring it up the court 1-on-3 and take the shot. Good.
Good transition player, Waller.
So Chevette Waller now has 3 points. She averages better than 23 per game, but she was held to just a single point in the first. Phantoms still not with Lakeisha Frett in the lineup. Leading by 4 points, 13-9. This is Chapman. That was a dangerous pass.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I thought that was going to be intercepted.
A little better anticipation by Elsie Byrd. Would have had that ball knocked loose but retrieved. Allen is open. Now gives to Kenya Vaughn. Kenya Vaughn moves, put it up. No good. And the loose ball, last touch by Elsie Byrd. 5:12 remaining in the first half. 13-9 in favor of Phoebus. They have led ever since trailing 1-0. They took the lead 2-1 and have not trailed. Allen can't get it to drop. Kenya Vaughn with good rebounding position. This is Bishop. Allen. Down below for nice
entry. Nice entry.
Jennifer Chapman on the easy basket, and the lead is 6.
That's what patience will get for you. A good shot and usually 2.
Kenya Vaughn broke up a sure 2.
Kenya Vaughn or Desiree Allen were running out for the ball for the official. I'm glad they're going to let her get back in.
Skyhawks knocked out of bounds by Kenya Vaughn of Phoebus. Little more than 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Tracy Ross getting set to check in for L.C. Byrd. Loose ball picked up by April Ross, and then she loses it out of bounds.
A little contact out of the basket. I was surprised I didn't hear a whistle.
Chevette Waller will come out of the ball game. Interesting. She's been held to 3 points, and she comes out while Fred is out. In the corner, Desiree Allen. Sherry Reed back to Allen. Allen drives, put it up, no good. Loose ball is kicked out to Felicia Bishop. The Phantoms maintain control. Kenya Vaughn back to Reed. Little confusion as to who was supposed to play the ball. They look a little out of sync, but I think they're used to having Fred in there. Desiree Allen can't get the ball to roll up. Chapman with the follow, no good. And a jump ball. Jump ball will give the possession arrow to L.C. Byrd.
I think there was a little disagreement from the Phoebus fans. I thought there was a foul on the shot before on Jennifer Chapman that wasn't called. Not saying that that was not a good call on a jump ball, but
Waller back in for the Skyhawks. Shot is off the rim, no good, taken by Gina Thompson. Thompson averages better than 12 points a game. She has just 2 so far. Kenya Vaughn will shoot. Can't get the roll. Good position underneath by Christy Harrington. Cleared out nicely. This is Harrington with the basketball. And a 5-second call.
Very good. I wondered if they was going to get one of those calls. I'm kind of at a loss of why Lakeisha's not in there.
Well, she has 2 fouls, and I guess the theory is you're sitting your star player down. You have not seen your lead diminish. Put her in if you get in trouble. Good follow by Reed, doesn't go. And a tie up, and the ball will belong to Phoebus.
Well, Sherry Reed is really hustling out there. She normally doesn't play this many minutes in succession, and has done a real good job. Missed a shot, missed a rebound, and then tied up the young lady.
Ball deflected but taken by Felicia Bishop. Inside it goes, and we have a foul call. This on Waller. That'll be Waller's second personal foul, so she, along with Fred, have 2 fouls here in the first half. 2:49 remains in the first. Almost lost by Desiree Allen. Good job to hold it. The Phantoms want to work it inside, and right now it's working for them as the Skyhawks are committing the fouls.
And that still should be a non-shooting foul if my figures are correct. That should be, what, number 6? Well, maybe that's on 5th.
Second on Adrian Webster. Once the team is saddled with 7 team fouls, as Kenya Vaughn misses, Chapman kicks it outside. Bishop, nice feed inside for Kenya Vaughn. Can't get it to drop. And the rebound by Waller over to Gina Thompson. So some inside shots not falling for the Phantoms. Otherwise, they would have stretched this lead out. And the ball thrown over the head and out of bounds by the Skyhawks.
Well, you got to be impressed with this Phoebus defense, Tim. They really have put a lot of pressure and have upset the continuity of this L.C. Byrd team.
Phoebus always known for their defense. Felicia Bishop gets it back. Jennifer Chapman inside. Kenya Vaughn put it up. Still can't get the ball to drop. And the ball is chased down and controlled by Kenya Vaughn, but she stepped on the out-of-bounds line.
And she left it alone and it gone out of bounds and been Phoebus ball, but that's kind of a hustle as a coach you don't mind seeing, Tim. We see Lakeisha getting ready to come in at the scorer's table.
Just 2 points for L.C. Byrd in this quarter, just 4 for the Phantoms, as neither team has been able to get untracked offensively. And Sherry Reed will get called for the foul.
A little touch foul.
So Lakeisha Frett will come in the ball game, and she will, I believe she'll replace Keen Devon. Yes, she does. There you see a good look at parade All-American and Player of the Year, Lakeisha Frett. Had her number retired, her jersey retired at Phoebus High School in a ceremony this past Friday. A very emotional time for Lakeisha. Ball knocked out of bounds, last touch by Bishop of Phoebus. And again, if you just joined us, you're seeing both teams wearing the dark blue uniforms. Phoebus in the uniforms with the yellow trim, and Byrd with the white trim. And that should be a backcourt violation. None was called. Feed left side, or right side rather, and it was touched last by Phoebus.
I don't understand why that was not a backcourt call.
Must have been ruled that the Phoebus player tipped it.
That's the only thing that...
Shot won't drop for the Skyhawks. Back come the Phantoms. Frett in the middle of the fast break. This is Frett with the ball. Baseline jumper is good. 10 points for Lakeisha Frett. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. Lakeisha playing with 2 fouls. Doesn't want to pick up that third, so she backs it in.
Well, she was the only one that was pressing.
She's guarding Ross. Ross gets rid of it before the 5-second violation is called. Half a minute to go. This is April Ross, guarded by Lakeisha Frett. Tries to get the ball to Waller, and Waller can't get it. Good defense by the Phantoms.
Very good. Desiree Allen and Lakeisha Frett in particular on that particular call. Somebody needs to go down and help bring the ball in. Oh, there she is. I lost Felicia Bishop there for a minute.
She's pretty small.
She was behind my monitor.
15 seconds remaining in the half. 17-9. Allen's shot no good. Got her own rebound, or did she? No, they say it was tipped out of bounds by the Skyhawks. Keen Devon will check back in with 11 seconds remaining. Desiree Allen will come out. So the Phantoms will have a chance, leading 17-9 at the last basket attempt here. This will come in on the set play to Frett. Frett baseline jumper, much too strong, but it's chased down by Chapman. 5 seconds. Keen Devon, no good, but Chapman underneath is hammered, and she'll get 2 shots.
That's
Chapman 3 on Waller.
Solid player, Tim. She gets great position underneath the board. Is a great offensive and defensive rebounder, and her solidness has really helped this team.
Third foul with 1 second remaining on their key player, Chevette Waller. So this could be a big problem for the Skyhawks in the second half. Although Waller has only scored 3 points, she is very capable of hurting you on the scoreboard.
Well, and their offense is set to what they're using right now is really designed to score very few points.
Good look at Jennifer Chapman. Chapman hit the first free throw as well as the second. She has 5 points and almost stolen on the inbounds as the Phantoms score a total of 8 points in the second period and just 2 points for LC Byrd. And our score at halftime, Phoebus 19, LC Byrd just 9. We'll return to the Arthur Ashe Center with the third period of action and our halftime statistics, but first, a brief timeout. As you watch the replay of the last action just before halftime, score at halftime 19-9 in favor of the Phoebus Phantoms. That's Lakeisha Frett from the corner. Actually, it was not the last shot.
No, but see that follow through, the rotation on the ball. Young people out there looking, that's what you want to look for. Watch the techniques. Give us some stats.
Well, for the Phantoms, they were paced as always, as usual at least, by Lakeisha Frett. 10 points, 5 of 9 from the field. She does have 2 personal fouls. She's the only Phantom with 2. Jennifer Chapman with 5 points, a strong first half for her. 2 points each for Kenya Vaughn and Desiree Allen. for the 19 points. The Phantoms just 8 of 28 from the floor. I know Mike Talon isn't going to be pleased with 28.6% shooting from the Phantoms, but just 6 turnovers, and that's real important. The Phantoms had 5 turnovers in the first period and only 1.
Say. Yeah, they had 5 in the first period, so, you know, they really did a good job of controlling the turnovers in the second quarter.
As I mentioned several times, if the Phantoms had hit just half of the shots they missed in close, they missed an awful lot of close-in shots that they should have made. For the LC Byrd Skyhawks, they were 3 of 10 from the floor. And they were 3 of 10 from the floor after 1 period. So that tells you their 2 points in the second period came from the free throw line. Their leading scorer, Chevette Waller, who hits better than 23 points a game, held to just 3 points in the first half. And as importantly as that, she picked up her 3rd foul with just 1 second remaining before the halftime. The other scorers for the Skyhawks, 2 points for Gina Thompson. She averages more than 12. And 2 points each for Adrian Webster and April Ross to round out the total of 9 points. 13 turnovers, so better than twice as many turnovers by the Skyhawks, and of course attribute a great deal of that to the tenacious defense by Mike Talon's Phoebus Phantoms. The free throw shooting for each team identical at 3 of 4 for 75% from the charity stripe for each team. As we mentioned, Lakeisha Frett with 2 personal fouls, and Chevette Waller, the leading scorer for LC Byrd, with 3 personals. So, of course, she'll have to be a little cautious here in the second half. And incidentally, those of you that just joined us, Frett did not come in the second period until late in the period.
There was 1:40 to go when she came in, Tim.
She did not start the second period and sat out the better part of it. We're underway now, the second half. Again, the 2 teams wearing the dark uniforms for this, the yellow trimmed Phoebus Phantoms, they are on defense right now. Good move to the basket, but it won't go, and then Chapman gets the rebound, kicks it out left side for Desiree Allen. Allen's pass for Felicia Bishop, but Bishop can't hold on to it.
Possession, Skyhawks.
That really upsets the coach. You got a good break going, you have a good chance to score, and then you throw the ball too hard to handle, or you, as the catcher, you take your eye off the ball, and you have a turnover.
Loose ball, and the Phantoms control. Here they come. Desiree Allen fills the middle, drives, puts it up, has it blocked nicely on defense by Waller. And Gina Thompson will push it up the floor for the Skyhawks. This is Waller. Frett not guarding Waller to start the second half. She, in fact, is guarding against Ross. Waller can't get the shot to drop. She gets her own rebound. Stick back won't go. Got another one and put it in this time. So Waller stuck with it and got the 2.
She worked hard for those 2.
Got 2 offensive rebounds and finally scored on the second one. Tina Vaughn kicks it out inside for Frett. Frett baseline jumper, good. So Lakeisha Frett warming to the task. She likes that spot on the floor. That's one of her favorite spots.
She does a great job with that baseline jumper.
Bishop guarding Thompson closely. Now a double team. The ball is saved inbounds, but foul called against Tina Vaughn. Or was it off of Tina Vaughn? No foul. Phoebus fans did not like that call at all. Up in arms would be the appropriate definition of their attitude. And Ed Sweeney did not see what happened. It appeared that LC Byrd, in frustration, realizing the time was running down, it looked like Gina Thompson just threw it off of the leg of a Phoebus Phantom to get a new 5 count. And again, she has to do the same thing. She threw the ball right off of Felicia Bishop's midsection. And Diane Dawkins, the head coach for the Skyhawks, giving instructions for her team how to combat this problem. Ball goes in the backcourt, but that's all right on an inbounds play. No violation. And the ball lost. Again, the defense causes the turnover. This is Bishop waiting for Frett to get in position. And we've got a foul called.
It looks like to me that the Skyhawks have come out and stepped it up, turned it up a notch on defense. And they're playing, it looks like a little out of control compared to what they were doing the first half, but I'm sure that they play.
This is Kenya Vaughn, hit it. And a whistle underneath, and a foul call. So Kenya Vaughn will get the basket.
And there was another foul on 34.
And if that is on 34, she just picked up her fourth. She had just been whistled for her third on the previous play. So now Webster in serious trouble on the foul department. She's averages better than 6 points a game. And another foul call. So Ed Sweeney's whistle is getting a workout here. Gina Thompson called for the personal. So very rapidly, the Skyhawks mounting team fouls, and that can really hurt you down the stretch. The Phantoms have pulled out to a 12-point lead. Inbound pass, Frett put it up and in. So Lakeisha Frett with 14 points, and the lead is 14.
Well, you can't let Frett get the ball there. And
a foul on whom?
I think he's calling on Desiree. Felicia Bishop, I'm sorry. And but we got a timeout on the court, Tim. The LC Byrd needs to talk this thing over.
Diane Dawkins addressing the issue with Adrian Webster, and of course I'm sure she's reminding Webster that she has 4 fouls and she has to play more in control. 5:44 remaining here in the third period. Phantoms have scored 6 to just 2 for LC Byrd. And the Phantom defense did the job in the second period.
Really did, but what Phoebus has got to do is play under control, not let the up-tempo defense make them make passes and do things that they don't want to. They're in control, just take their time, run their offense. They will end up with good shots as we see some of the action at the end of the third quarter here. We got 5:44 to go.
Waller guarded by her similar number, Reed, and Waller scores on a nice move to the basket.
Well, that's what she did not do the first half.
Frett is fouled in the act of shooting.
Great position, squares her shoulders well. Good follow through. She was hit on the arm that time, or she would have made that shot.
April Ross called for her second personal foul, the team's fourth. Lakeisha Frett, 14 points. This is her first trip to the free throw line, and she misses the first. Get a chance to watch the replay here as Lakeisha Frett will go up strong. And there you saw a swiping motion by April Ross, and that is the foul that was called. Frett misses badly on the second free throw as well. Uncharacteristic of Lakeisha. This is Waller. Frett with good position. Got her up in the air and looked like a good block, but Frett is called for foul number 3.
Well,
if there's a rumor that superstars are protected, Harvey Henson isn't working it that way.
Well, sometimes they call him tighter on a superstar, and I don't think that's fair either.
It's not fair in either case. You're right. Waller misses the first of 2. She is 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and she does have 7 points now. And Waller very casually connects on the second one to make it a 11-point lead for the Phantoms. So Lakeisha Frett now with 3 fouls will have to be a little cautious. 5:10 to go in the third. Plenty of time remaining. Kenya Vaughn looks. This is Reed, and Reed hits. Whoa! Sherry Reed with her first points. Incidentally, we want to take this opportunity as the ball goes out of bounds, kicked out by the Phantoms, to congratulate Phil Forbes' Menchville Monarchs as they advance to the state semifinals next Thursday as they handily defeated John Marshall 84-20 in our first game this afternoon. That's right, 84-20. in all fairness to John Marshall, they were without their leading scorer who was injured and on crutches, did not play at all today. So the John Marshall team, decimated by the loss of their best player, was never in the game. Jeanette Waller is in the game, and she has 3 baskets here in the second quarter. Almost a turnover by the Phantoms. Ball tipped into the back court, and then a foul will be charged to Gina Thompson, her second.
A little bit of hustle that time, but she did run over. And we are going to pick a player of the game for the Phoebus Phantoms, the DC Engraving Sports Place player of the game. We will give them a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from DC Engraving, located at Tabb Square in York County. Dave Buckwalter out there. The shirt comes from Dave Chubb at the sports place located at Hampton Woods Plaza on Big Bethel Road.
Kenya Vaughn, they say she traveled. Shot went in, but it won't count. 27-16, the lead had been 14. It is down to 11. And the Skyhawks, of course, looking to cut further into that lead. Chevette Waller has warmed to the task here in the second half with 7 points.
Phoebus is in a zone, and there was a prayer that went in.
So the lead now 9 points as Gina Thompson warms up. She has 4. This is Kenya Vaughn. Back to Bishop for Fret. To Vaughn. Vaughn fakes, shoots, and she'll get 2 shots. Foul is charged to April Ross. That'll be her 3rd. And that will be the 6th team foul. So on all subsequent fouls, it'll be a 1-and-1 at least for the Phantoms for the remainder of the ball game. And with 3:33 remaining, here's the replay as during the live action, Kenya Vaughn has hit the first free throw. There you saw the replay of the foul. April Ross, you may have seen her reaction. What, me? Vaughn can't get it to drop, so she gets 1 of 2. And the Phantom lead is 10. Alicia Bishop. Gina Thompson, nice move, doesn't get the ball to drop, but it's rebounded by Christy Harrington. Harrington's shot is short, and Kenya Vaughn has the rebound for the Phantoms. Sherry Reed. Vaughn, and Vaughn's pass for Fret gets away from her, but I believe it was knocked out of bounds by Elsie Byrd. Coming in the game for the Skyhawks, Sarah Staten, her first action. April Ross will come out with 3 personal fouls. 3 minutes remaining in the third. 18 for Elsie Byrd, 28 for the Phantoms. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. Deep in the corner, the shot no good. And the rebound taken by Adrian Webster of Elsie Byrd.
Great position that time on that rebound.
Waller drives the lane off the glass too strong, and the rebound comes off for Chapman. Phantoms will push it up. Ball tipped. It should be called off of Thompson. No, they say it was off of Phantom. So the ball will belong to the Skyhawks. Desiree Allen will come in for Phoebus, replacing Sherry Reed. A chance to cut into that 10-point lead for the Skyhawks. They trailed by 10 at halftime, so they've not made any ground here in the third. Waller, dish underneath for Thompson. Thompson's shot is short. And who will the foul be on? I believe Kenya Vaughn may be called.
Well, I tell you right now, the LC Byrd team is just out beating the Phantoms for the rebounds. They're getting 2 and 3 shots at the ball, at the board, and that's very unusual. Phoebus, a bigger team, are not doing the job of blocking out.
Here's your replay as you see Thompson. Thompson should have taken the open shot. Instead, she took that shot, and then the foul, I guess they called Vaughn for backing into it.
Right here, that's the foul.
Okay. First free throw is no good by Webster. Ross comes back in, replacing Staten for Elsie Byrd. Webster with 2 points. lane violation. It didn't go in anyway.
The Lady Phantoms ball.
2:11 remaining in the third. Phantoms holding on to a 10-point lead. The winner goes to Charlottesville for the state semifinals next Thursday. The loser is eliminated. Desiree Allen for Bishop. Fred being guarded very effectively right now by the Skyhawks. Kenya Vaughn is open and can't get it to drop. Fred had the ball. Waller had it last, and it should belong to the Phantoms. Good call by Ed Sweeney. Tough call because it was the body of the player was between him and actually the action.
That's a good point.
Allen to Bishop. A minute and a half to go. To Fred, open underneath, put it up, no good, but she draws the foul.
And that's on number 20.
Yep, that'll be 4 on Waller.
Skyhawks have had Waller, her 4th personal.
So Waller now in serious foul trouble will check out with a minute and a half to go. Here you'll see the replay as Tracy Ross comes in for her. You're going to see them work the ball very nicely. You see good contact by Fred and Webster. Fred gets open and then goes up strong, and very clearly a good call on the foul. Fred now misses another free throw. She is 0 for 3 from the free throw line.
No, she made one. She made one.
She did?
Oh, yeah. The last
she
time.
didn't.
Did she make one the last time? I thought she did. I'm
She missed
sorry.
both. Gary and I both agree. She hurt us, though. She did make that one. So 1 of 4 from the charity stripe, and the Phantoms now extend that lead to 11.
Lady Skyhawks 18.
Skyhawks with 2 key players with 4 fouls, Waller and Webster, and a good defensive effort by Felicia Bishop.
Boy, she's a hustler.
This is Tracy Ross, Gina Thompson, picked up by Bishop. Now April Ross, guarded by Fred. Fred with 3 fouls. Has to be a little careful. And a tie-up, looks like a 1st and 10 from here. So the possession arrow on the tie-up will give the ball to the Phantoms with a little less than a minute to go in the third. Want to remind you that along with this game, you will see the Bethel boys game against Hopewell in the quarterfinal action from Arthur Ashe Center here on Channel 5. Stay tuned for that. Into Fred, and Fred traveled. She got her feet tangled up and took an extra step.
She's getting a little help.
Oh, yeah. She was pushed around pretty good. Mike Talon, as you saw his reaction.
And that's not against what Lakeisha did. It's what's being done to her more than anything else.
Thompson drives on Bishop. Bishop knocked it away and touched it last. Phoebus in the blue and yellow trim, or gold, I guess that is, and the blue with white trim, LC Byrd, the Skyhawks. Unusual to have 2 teams with dark blue uniforms. Figured that someone would have told them that they can't do that. Ball will still belong to the Skyhawks with half a minute, or actually less than a half a minute, 25 seconds to go. Hope you're enjoying this quarterfinal action. On a stormy day in Richmond, Virginia from the Arthur Ashe Center. This is Tracy Ross to Gina Thompson. Thompson looking for a cutter. 8 seconds. Thompson, shot no good, tipped around. Webster, no. Got her own rebound, and a whistle and a foul. A basket will count. And if that's against Fred, that'll be 4. And that's, no, it's
42
against
on
Chapman.
Chapman.
Number 42 of the Lady Phantoms, Jennifer Chapman.
So that shot, as occurred in the first quarter, came at the buzzer Webster able to cut the Phantom lead to 9, and she can make it 8 here if she can complete the three-point play. Adrian Webster with 4 personal fouls, and she is a little short with the free throw, so the score after 3.
As we can see, the last action, they're just out hustling the Phantoms right now. They being the LC Byrd team. Everybody's standing around after the shot is taken, and the shooter's going back up for the ball.
29-20. The Phantoms leading by 9. They had led by 10 at halftime, and they had led by just 4 after the first quarter.
Well, at the beginning of this fourth quarter, we're going to see the LC Byrd Skyhawks get the ball. They have possession, so they will get the ball to start this the fourth quarter, Tim. So they have a chance to cut into this lead even further.
The Skyhawks are in foul trouble with Chevette Waller and Adrian Webster, 2 of their key players. Those 2 contribute almost 30 points a game for the Skyhawks, each of them with 4 personal fouls. So with a full 8 minutes remaining in the regulation game, they have to be cautious, or once either or both of those girls are gone, then I think the Skyhawks will be in real trouble. So the Skyhawks with the ball to start the fourth period. This is Waller out to Ross. She has 3 personals. Desiree Allen does a good job of getting around the pick. Waller's shot won't drop. She hustles for her own rebound, and she draws the foul. I believe Kenya Vaughn will be called for her 3rd personal. That'll be a player control foul, and Mike Talon wants to call a timeout. Should be a non-shooting foul.
Yeah, that's just the 4th foul on the Phantoms.
That's an interesting point, and Mike Talon calls the timeout. 4 team fouls against Phoebus, so they can allow 2 more without a shooting situation. The Skyhawks, however, have committed 7 as a team, and on all subsequent fouls will be giving up at least the 1-and-1. We'll watch a little of the action here in the fourth.
Good shot there as we watch from the camera underneath the basket. You got some statistics for us.
In the third, Chevette Waller, as we mentioned, warmed up. She had 7 points for a total of 10 on the game. Thompson with 4. The first half shooting just 30%. The third quarter action, they got 15 shots away in the third quarter after having only 10 in the entire first half. So I think your point is real valid that the Phantoms have backed off a little on defense, and it showed with some of the play. Second half finds the Phantoms shooting 57%, 4 of 7, but obviously they're not taking enough shots.
How come they're not taking the ball out at half court? I don't understand that.
I don't know, but it's a moot point as the ball is controlled by the Phantoms. Lakeisha Frett scores.
Nice pass from Kenya Vaughn that time. Nice assist.
Frett with 15 points after 3. Averages better than 34 points a game for Phoebus. And Frett, as she is tripped up and no call. How do you not call that? Frett is going for the ball. She is literally tripped.
She was tackled. Mike Talon is just shaking his head. I don't believe that.
And the fans getting on the officials.
I mean, if you're going to call a touch foul, and then
And they just called the 4th foul on Frett. Lakeisha Frett reached in before the shot they've ruled. Here's the replay. Now watch this. Frett is going to go for the ball. Now watch. Frett is clearly tripped up. There she is laying on Frett's leg, and Frett goes down, thankfully for the Phantoms, with no injury.
And there was a turnover on inbounds. They didn't get a timeout called in time enough for the pressure of the Phantoms.
At any rate, with 6:58 to go, Frett now with 4
And if I was
fouls.
Mike Talon, this is exactly what I'd do. I just pull the ball out.
Slow the game down, make it a slow down half-court game.
Well,
again,
make a play you man-to-man or a press or something.
No shot clock in high school ball, so as long as you aren't closely guarded, you can hold the ball. Now Fred is picked up, and she shows her dribbling abilities, penetrates, then dishes it back outside. We have seen Mike Talon do this before. Of course, he got his best player with 4 personal fouls, so he takes some time off the clock, give the ball to Fred.
Oh, nice pass. Beautiful pass from Felicia Bishop.
That lead now is
she's played a solid game today.
And we've got a timeout being called, I believe. Timeout called by Diane Dawkins of LC Byrd. There you see a good look at Miss Dawkins as she wants to give instructions to her team, I assume, on how to combat this particular slowdown tactic by the Phantoms. You're looking into it.
It's not a slowdown as we watch the play here. Watch this pass come in by young Felicia Bishop. Just does a great job. Comes in, and watch this thing. Look at that pass, Tim. Threaded that needle beautiful. Only place it could have gone. But what Mike is, it's not a stall. What it is that, okay, I played your game for 3 quarters. It's like when I played Menchville the other night. I played your game for 3 quarters. You beat my gals up in that zone. I'm going to pull the ball out. I got the lead. You got to come out and play me. I'm going to stand out here. Come out, play me man-to-man or do something. But, you know, play my game for a while. And that's not a bad coaching philosophy, especially with Fred with the 4 fouls. You got 6 minutes to go. You got your 13-point lead, but, you know, this is still anybody's game.
Skyhawks will inbounds directly in front of our position. And Fred does a good job. She tips it away, gets the loose ball, and scores. So Lakeisha Fred taking things into her own hands.
Looks like Phoebus has picked it up a notch on defense, too.
And Waller driving to the basket. We have a blocking foul, and I believe it'll be on, let's wait and see, Desiree Allen. Yeah, that's who it was, 22, her second. That's the team 7th.
Desiree Allen.
So the bonus advantage does not come into a factor here, as the Phantoms now and LC Byrd with 17 fouls. Of course, this is a 2-shot foul. Here's your replay as you see Waller drive, and you saw Allen foul her before the shot. Second shot for Waller, and she's good on both. So she has 4 of 6 from the free throw line, and her team trails by 13. This is Kenya Vaughn. Allen to Bishop. Bishop drives on Thompson, and Thompson is going to be called for the foul. That'll be her 3rd. That'll be 1-1 for the Phantoms. So, of course, now you get that factor of free throw shooting. You've got to start hitting those free throws.
Yeah, you got, and you got to get the first one. If you don't make the first shot, you never get the chance for the second one. So in a 1-on-1, it's very important that you concentrate on that first shot.
5 of 10 from the free throw line for the team for Phantoms. And Bishop off the heel, but the ball comes out on the long rebound to Kenya Vaughn. Inside for Chapman, and Chapman is fouled by Waller. That will be all she wrote. Looked like a pretty good block, but Ed Sweeney says she got her with the body.
The foul was called on number 20, Chevette Waller.
So Chevette Waller will end the ball game. 12 points on the game, on 9 rebounds for Chevette Waller. So a superb effort in the second half, at least for her, as she added 9 to her halftime total of 3. But the fouls ultimately got to her. 2 shots coming for Jennifer Chapman. Chapman 3 of 4 so far from the free throw line, make that 4 out of 5. 5:35 left in the 4th period. Phantoms have been held down in the scoring column today, 36-22. Chapman short with that one.
Rebounded up by Ross.
April Ross with the rebound for The Skyhawks now with the last 5.5 minutes without their leading scorer. This is Thompson, who is the second leading scorer. She'll have to pick it up. Thompson will fire it, no good. And good position for Kenya Vaughn.
Great block out by Kenya Vaughn.
Fret looks inside to Vaughn. Vaughn guarded closely by Ross, kicks it out to Fret. Inside, nice play for Chapman, and Chapman scores.
Nice assist by by Lakeisha Fret.
And the ball stolen by Felicia Bishop. Put it up and in.
Felicia Bishop.
And it's almost as if the Phantoms can smell the blood of the victim here.
Smell the blood. You got that right.
40-22. There you see the story of the ball game. 40 points for the Phantoms. They have been paced, as always, by Lakeisha Fret, who has 19 of the 40, almost half of her team's points. And you're looking into the Phoebus huddle.
I'm real impressed with the composure. They've really kept their composure. They're being the Phantoms as we watch some of this replay. They have not let adversity affect them. Kenya takes the ball back out to Lakeisha, and here, watch the move Jennifer Chapman makes from the other side. Breaks right in front of the defensive defender, and just laid it in. Nice look, nice move by Jennifer.
Should the Phantoms hold this lead, and it would appear that they'll...
Now here's the steal.
You see Bishop. They will play next Thursday afternoon against the winner of James Madison and George Washington at 2:45 in Charlottesville. I'm not quite sure why. Well, I guess there's some AA games going on as well. AA boys, girls.
You can see on the thing what there are some AA and single A boys semis are being played then too, I believe, Tim.
So 2:45 will be game time next Thursday for the victor of this game, and for all intents and purposes now, barring a miracle, it'll be the Phantoms against the Madison or Washington victor. Kenya Vaughn almost got called for the 5-second. Looping pass inside, and Fret can't hold it. The turnover to the Skyhawks. Mike Talon on the bench. And we should mention Liz Cook and Kim Johnson. I apologize for not previously mentioning their positions as assistant coaches. Very intricate part of Mike Collins' coaching scheme. All lost out of bounds, belongs to the Phantoms. Again, we remind you that here on Channel 5, you'll be able to see the Bethel boys and Hopewell in the state quarterfinal game being held later this afternoon, and you'll see it here on Channel 5 as well.
We have two substitutes for the Phantoms. Lakeisha Sneed, 24, is in as Yolanda Fitzgerald, also number 33, checked in.
On the pick and roll, Fret on the receiving end.
Just basic offense.
Lakeisha Fret with better than 20 points. Almost stolen by Bishop. April Ross. And she is fouled. This will go against Lakeisha Sneed. Alkeisha Sneed, I should say. 1-1. Mike Talon will get some more substitutions in. Coming in will be Verona Jenkins, number 32, along with number 23, Felicia Edwards. At the free throw line is April Ross, and April has 2 points in the ballgame. 1-1 coming.
Shooting 1-1.
20-point lead for the Lady Phantoms, and it hasn't been that easy. Ball is batted around and controlled by the Phantoms. That is Felicia Edwards. She gets it to Fret. Fret realizing the player was there. Nice move by the All-American.
She can gather herself up real well and not lose control.
And Fret with the ball under the basket. Fret dishes for Edwards, and Edwards will get 2 shots.
And most people thought she was going to take the shot. They were being Lakeisha Fret. Looked for a better position of a better player, and nice pass.
Denny Pope, her first personal.
So Felicia Edwards, who just got in the ball game, will go to the free throw line for 2.
Edwards. 2 shots.
And Edwards misses the first. So the defending state champion Phoebus Phantoms will advance, barring, as I said, a impossible miracle, 22-point deficit with less than 3 minutes to go. And of course, our congratulations to Mike Talon and his coaching staff and team as they improve their record to 26-2. And certainly, arguably, one of the best teams in the nation. Lakeisha Fret with the stick back. Haven't seen the USA Today's standings recently. Not sure where the Phantoms fall in those categories.
They may not, because of the 2 losses they suffered in that Christmas tournament up in Alaska. They may not even be in the USA Today, Tim.
Certainly, they draw consideration, considering the 2 losses came to teams ranked in the top 10 at that time. Lakeisha Fret with the air ball, coast to coast, dish it off. Felicia Edwards scored the basket.
Nice pass. Lakeisha had her head up. If the fans saw her coming down on the television, you saw her attempt. She dribbled the ball. She had her head up. She was looking for a player, and she found the open one and made the got a chance here for a 3-point play.
Edwards misses, but the rebound is put up and in by number 32, Verona Jenkins. And it's a rout now, 50-22. And Felicia Bishop knocks it out of bounds.
Substitution.
Felicia has worked up a sweat today. And
she has that. As we have Cherry Reed coming back in along with number 24, Keisha Sneed comes back, checks back in. And so now we'll see that Lakeisha is gone for the day, probably.
Less than 2 minutes remaining. 3-point attempt from Thompson doesn't go, and Sherry Reed chases it down in the corner. Younger sister of Nikki Reed of Phoebus fame and Georgetown University. Stolen by Thompson. And Thompson is fouled on the way to the basket. No easy layups allowed. Reed called for her second. Almost got our cameraman down there.
I saw Ron Baton's move real quick down there. He moves quick with that camera in his arm, on his shoulder.
Speaking of Ron Baton, there you see ESPN Baton doing a great job as always underneath the basket. And our other camera people today, I think Jerome Young is on one camera, and I believe I didn't see all the camera people earlier. Is that Melvin?
Yeah, Melvin Hooker's the other one. Yeah, and let's not forget Bev Penn in the truck along with Alan Parker and we lost our graphic, but anyway, Bev was there for the most part. Anyway, and we got Scotty, of course, in the truck, and Dr. Sam is sitting here next to us, being a cheerleader.
Dr. Sam Still, our producer, our director, Scotty Bowers, Alan Parker, our instant replay, the A-team, working and doing their always first-class job. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. And we will have that second game, Bethel and Hopewell. That'll also be here on Channel 5. Down to 1 minute and 8 remaining, 50-22, the Phantoms. And a foul on the shot committed by Jenkins. That'll be her first. At the free throw line will be Gina Thompson. She has 4 points on the game.
Who are we giving the player the game to?
Well, I don't know, Coach. Actually, it's a superb game on the part of Lakeisha Fret, but I got to tell you that Jennifer Chapman certainly played a very strong part.
Oh, she did
in this
that.
ball game. But I think Lakeisha will get my vote again.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to make it 3 in a row that we haven't argued.
She's going to have more shirts than she can do with. Thompson with the free throw good. You going to try and get a word with Mike Talon at the end of the game?
Yeah, I ought to try that.
Thompson hits both free throws, and the lead now 50-24. So Menchville will advance to the semifinals, as will the Phoebus Phantoms. So again, the Peninsula District well represented in the state championship action. Interestingly enough, they could eventually meet for the championship, as they are in different brackets, if I understand that correctly. Shot no good, and the rebound stolen by Thompson, and she scores. 8 points for Gina Thompson, down to a little more than a half a minute remaining. We invite you to stay tuned. At the conclusion of the ball game, Bob will track down hopefully Mike Talon as well as some players from Phoebus for some post-game comments.
Takeaway by the Skyhawks, Thompson.
Phantoms led by only 9 at the end of the third quarter, but have really turned it on here in the fourth quarter, as they've scored 21 points. And a foul with 3 seconds remaining. They scored 21 points to just 6 for LC Byrd in the fourth quarter. So it's kind of like they said, look, we've played around long enough.
Well, if you look at your second and your fourth quarter. Second quarter they got 2, the fourth quarter they got 6. There's your difference. And 2 of those points out of the 6 was taken after the first team checked out.
Three seconds remaining. Kenya Vaughn at the free throw line. She has 5 points, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And she misses this one. She got the rebound, lost it as the buzzer sounds. And the Phoebus Phantoms win going away by the final score of 50-26, as they were only able to get 19 points in the first half. The Phoebus Phantoms were, and they were able to add 21 in the fourth quarter alone to win going away against LC Byrd, as Phoebus improves their record to 26-2. And advance to the state semifinals next Thursday afternoon at 2:45 in Charlottesville. And again, we urge all of you that can to try and attend that game. Menchville will also be there next Thursday. So if you can get Menchville and Phoebus in your plans. Mike Talon wants to have a word with his team before.
Hey,
yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
I've got Liz here, Liz Cook. Well, Mike put you on the spot. He says, okay, you get to tell me a little bit about the game. It looked like at first that they're slowed down, just kind of got you guys to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, at first we had a slow start getting to our game, and we're trying to tell the girls, they can't do that when we get up, to the next level. They have to come out and attack the girls right away. But, it seems like we're getting a little slow start before our games get going. Like you saw the second half, we decided to become aggressive and everything. So.
Well, that helped too. Well, I looked at the second quarter, they scored 2 points. In the fourth quarter, they only scored 6. It looked like, those 2 quarters, you really stepped it up defensively.
Yes, sir. In halftime, Coach Talon got on them and told them that, he wants it more than he think that they want it. And so we have to pump them up in order for them to come out and become aggressive like we know that they are capable of doing.
Well, I know you're happy to make it to the next round.
Yeah, I just hope it won't be that difficult next round.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Thanks
we'll
a lot.
talk to you later. Tim, let's go back over to you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, and I echo those sentiments as Mike Talon and Liz Cook, Kim Johnson, all of the coaching staff at Phoebus. Congratulations as they win, as I said, going away 50-26 over LC Byrd. And again, we remind you that you'll be able to see the Bethel Bruins against Hopewell in the Group AAA Boys quarterfinal action right here on Channel 5.
Well, that's a young man that's got all the balls he can handle.
I'm telling you.
I mean, look at him. He's going to be strong when he gets bigger.
If he doesn't die carrying those things first. Final score again, the Phoebus Phantoms 50, LC Byrd 26. The Phantoms advance to the state semifinals next Thursday afternoon in Charlottesville, Virginia at 2:45 at the Fieldhouse. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.